What is up, everyone? It's your boy Jared from Hoop Network, back with the second installment of our new segment, Hoop Insight. In today's episode, I will go over what LeBron James has to do to be considered the unanimous GOAT. Many fans of today's era believe that LeBron is already the GOAT, but many fans of previous eras still believe he's chasing that ghost from Chicago, Michael Jordan. Some fans may never consider LeBron to be the GOAT no matter what he does. But what can he do to have the overwhelming vote be in his favor? What can he still accomplish at this point in his career to be looked at by the majority as the GOAT? Let's get to it. There isn't much that LeBron hasn't done in his career. He's probably the best all-around player we've ever seen and one of the most decorated players ever in terms of his accolades and records, and he continues to break them. So first things first, let's see how Jordan and LeBron compare career-wise at the age of 34. So right here on this graphic, we'll see that LeBron James and Michael Jordan are very close in terms of statistical dominance at age 34, still being widely considered as the best players in the league at this time. LeBron James does average fewer points, but pretty much leads Michael Jordan in every other statistical category despite 0.3 less steals. So take that as you will. But at this time, they were both still probably the best players in the league. But also what we see is that at age 34, Jordan was able to accomplish more than LeBron, especially during that single season. But we do know that the Lakers had their faults and they had their injuries, including LeBron, and that the Bulls were a far superior team. But even despite just that one season, Michael Jordan was able to accomplish, as far as achievements-wise, more in his career at age 34. Now let's actually take a look at their career accomplishments. This will be Jordan's entire career versus LeBron's career as of right now. Jordan played for 15 total seasons and LeBron is in his 17th season right now, so it is a fair comparison. So if we look at the NBA championships and their seasons played, obviously LeBron has 3 to Michael Jordan's 6. And then the NBA seasons, LeBron has 17 to 15. The playoffs is dead even. And then your All-Star games, LeBron has one more, 15 to Michael Jordan's 14. And I also want to shout out to Landa Basketball for the graphics that I'm about to use here is the one that you see currently. Landa Basketball is a very great website if you want to ever compare two players or teams, whatever you want to do as far as comparison-wise, and you can see them side by side, all their accolades, their stats, everything, and you can kind of just make your decision on what you believe is best. So that is landabasketball.com. Now let's take a look at their honors and awards. Each one is very close aside from the scoring titles, but we all know Jordan was the greatest scorer ever. That was his thing in the league. Jordan also has Bron beat a Defensive Player of the Year award, but some will make the argument that LeBron should have won one while playing in Miami, but that's another topic for another day. LeBron has been selected to 15 All-NBA teams compared to Jordan's 11, which shows LeBron's longevity and dominance just from the get-go. Even though Jordan did enter the league and was averaging an easy 28 points per game his rookie year, so it's kind of hard to believe and kind of surprising to see that Jordan only has 11 All-NBA selections. So in 15 seasons, one could say Jordan still did more in the NBA than what LeBron was able to do. But now let's actually take a look at the stats, the regular season and playoff stats. So LeBron has the better all-around stats, considering he averages 27.1 points per game, 7.4 rebounds per game, and 7.3 assists per game. So it kind of shows you LeBron is probably the greatest all-around player we've ever seen, and his stats show it. Now we look at Jordan's. He obviously is the greatest scorer that's ever lived. He has the highest scoring mark points per game, which is 30.1 points per game. He has 6.2 rebounds per game and 5.3 assists per game. And now for career totals, LeBron already has better career totals, but you have to take into account he has played a lot more games than Michael Jordan. But even despite the numbers of games he played, you have to give credit where credit is due. LeBron's run of dominance is really unparalleled. He has been the best player in the NBA over the past decade, and no one has really come close to him until right now. We can start to see he is declining in certain areas of his game, which is really just his athleticism, but LeBron is still more athletic right now at age 34, soon to be 35 in December, than probably 99.9% of the NBA, which is just ridiculous to think about. But aside from all that, looking at LeBron's career numbers, assuming he continues to play until he can no longer walk, as he quoted this week, he will become the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and the only player in NBA history with 30,000 plus points, 10,000 plus rebounds, and 10,000 plus assists. It's pretty much inevitable that this will happen, at least the 30, 10K, 10K mark, and it will be proof that LeBron James is the best all-around player that the game has ever seen. And he will look like the modern-day Will Chamberlain in the stat sheet. If we look at the playoffs, LeBron again will have the most in terms of totals in all categories. He has made a living dominating in the playoffs. That is when the greats elevate their game, and LeBron has been better at that than anyone. But the most important thing in the playoffs, did you get it done? That is what it comes down to, and you can't say yes every time for LeBron as you can for Jordan. Yes, Jordan did get bounced in the first round during an era where the East was actually a powerhouse conference, unlike when LeBron had to face in the early stages of the East. But the tables turn when it comes to the finals. LeBron faced much tougher competition when he went up against those Spurs teams and, as we all know, the Warriors. This is what makes comparing these two very difficult, because the eras that they played in were so different from each other. Now that we have looked at everything that they've done in their careers, we can still see that LeBron still has plenty of good years ahead of him. So what will he have to do to be seen as the GOAT by the majority, the way MJ is viewed right now? Well, I'll tell you my opinion. I do consider Michael Jordan to be the GOAT currently, but let's say LeBron James can win another ring this year. Let's say he's the driving force behind the Lakers winning. Hypothetically speaking, he wins his fourth ring, fourth Finals MVP, wins a championship and a Finals MVP with 3 different teams, which has never been done before, along with continuing to set records. But even with all of this, will that be enough to eclipse Jordan? I don't think so yet. Let's say over the next 5 years, LeBron James' career ends something like this. 2 championships, Lakers 2020 NBA champions, and either 2021 chance, having them go back-to-back, which would make LeBron's case even greater, or 2022 champions, giving him 5 total rings. We'll say he gets 1 Finals MVP. We'll say LeBron is still dominating during the first Lakers Finals run, and he wins the Finals MVP. But on the second, Anthony Davis is clearly the best player during the run, but LeBron is still doing LeBron-like things. And I can realistically see him still averaging something around 24 points per game, maybe 5 to 7 rebounds per game, and anywhere from 6 to 8 assists per game. And I could see him doing this well into his late 30s just because of the physical specimen that he is. And if LeBron is able to achieve this and win in LA, he'll become the only player in NBA history, unless Kawhi does it with the Clippers, to win 3 championships and 3 Finals MVPs on 3 different franchises, something we've never seen before in the NBA. Let's also add on to this list, he becomes the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, which is only a matter of time. He becomes the only player in NBA history to record over 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000 rebounds. He's selected to 3 more All-Star games, receives 3 more All-NBA teams, and we'll throw 1 All-Star game MVP in there. And if the Lakers can keep up the first seed this year, and LeBron continues dominating as he has been this season, he could win his 5th MVP award. He is the second in the ladder currently. I don't think he needs a 5th MVP award in this scenario to become the GOAT, but it obviously helps his case and is kind of just icing on the cake. So let's say he is the 2020 NBA MVP, giving him 5 total MVP awards and tying Karl Malone for the oldest MVP ever at age 35. So let's see what LeBron's total career would look like, assuming that he plays until he's either about 38 or 40 as he claims. Let's just say LeBron plays until he's 40 years old. It's another 5 years. Whether he re-signs with the Lakers after his contract is up or he goes somewhere else for his final 3 years, his career could look something like this. LeBron James' NBA career, 2003 to 2022. 19 NBA seasons, 5-time NBA champion, 4-time Finals MVP, 18-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star Game MVP, 18-time All-NBA, 13-time First Team, 5 regular season MVP awards, Rookie of the Year, 7-time All-Defense, and 5-time All-Defensive First Team. The all-time leading scorer with over 39,000 points. LeBron is currently 5,582 points away from passing Kareem. That means over these next 5 years, he would only have to average a total of 1,116.2 points per season. That's very doable for LeBron James. Also becoming the only player in NBA history with over 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000 rebounds. Lead the only team in NBA history from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals against the greatest regular season team in NBA history, winning Cleveland its first title in over 60 years. The only player in Finals history to lead in every major statistical category. By far the most points in playoff history with over 8,000 points. The next closest being to him is Michael Jordan with not even 6,000 total points. Let's say LeBron makes the playoffs for a minimum 3 out of the next 5 years of his career and accumulates at least 2,000 more points over that span. That puts him at nearly 9,000 total playoff points and that record is probably something we'll never see touched for decades. Now let me ask you this. Does this look like the resume of the GOAT? It does to me. If LeBron is able to bring 2 rings, at least 1 Finals MVP, and breaks all the records I stated prior, then I believe that would put him over the top and he would be considered as the greatest player of all time. Now, that's all for this episode of Hoop Insight. Thank you all so much for watching. It truly means the world to us. Please remember, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment on your thoughts about this take and any future topics you'd like to hear us talk about. Once again, it's your boy Jared from Hoop Network signing off until next time. Peace.